Hey guys, Dom here, and I know you are waiting for some more battle reports, which are coming. If you don't want to wait, then head over to Twitch to see the unedited versions in the meantime. Now, I've been getting questions about where I got the scoreboard overlay that I use for my games, and I wanted to do a quick video explaining and showcasing it a bit. First off, the backend was created and is hosted by a website called Scoreboard Assistant that focuses more on scoreboards for fighting games such as Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, etc. For a while, I was looking for a way to quickly tally up what's going on in-game for both the players to use and the viewers to be able to tell what's going on at a glance. To this end, I spent a few weeks figuring out the coding for the scoreboard and eventually ended up with what you see in these videos. The goal was something visually appealing, simple to use, and yet displayed more information than what I've seen on other live streams. So, without further ado, let's check out what it can do. I know people might be asking themselves, I can make a notepad and update this on my OBS. Well, that's true. But the best part about this is that for anyone who wants it, I can duplicate this setup, give you an account, and you can run it all on your own without even interacting with the other players that may have the same scoreboard. Also, you can update all the scores via your phone or on the web, which is something that you really can't do with a text file in OBS. As you see, there are top and bottom portions to the scoreboard, with the top displaying the player name, faction, club, total victory points, and command points, while the bottom is the turn-by-turn primary points and the total secondary points accumulated throughout the game. In addition, there are sections for the mission being played, current turn, and also a spot to put a clock if you so desire. Now, there is a mobile app or the web page that you can use to manipulate each of the fields that I configured. Now let's set this thing up. The first field we're going to work with here is the player name, since everyone has a name, right? Let's go with me as player 1, Dom. Below my name is another field to add the faction that I'm playing, which is going to be Blood Angels. Then we're going to throw Jeff in there as player 2. And done. Of course, it's not a game with Jeff unless he's playing Orcs. So let's add that as his faction, Orcs. As you see, the names populate in the frames that previously just said player 1 and player 2, with each of our factions displayed below. Now, one cool option that you can do for each player is to add a club logo to the left or the right side of the player's name. These are just little graphics created by me, so the current available choices are limited, but it is easy to add more. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and make myself Steel City Legion. There we go. We call him Beast Coast Jeff for a reason. And done. Now the viewers can easily see which club each player belongs to, as they may not know the names of the players, but perhaps they know the group. It's just another added feature that increases the personality of the stream. The final portion of the upper scoreboard is to set the starting command points for each player, which is to the left and to the right of the field labeled, you got it, command points. I'll be starting with 12. And Jeff will be starting with a very orky 16. Done and done. And you see both of those numbers pop up there. With all that complete, we can now go to the lower scoreboard where most of the turn-by-turn action happens. Before the game starts, it's helpful to display the mission being played, which in this case is ITC number 1. Then, right below that, you can keep track of the current turn, which will not specifically be useful to the players. It is a great help to the viewers, though, and to myself later when editing the videos. I've set it to deployment for now, as you can see. Finally, the players each choose their secondary objectives, which are the 3 fields on the bottom left and the bottom right. I'm going to go ahead with Reaper, Headhunter, and Old School. And you see all three of those there right now. Jeff looks like he's going to go ahead and pick Recon, Big Game Hunter, and Engineers. With all the pregame configuration completed, it's time to look at the turn-by-turn point system. This is, of course, the most useful part of the scoreboard, as it not only assists the players in keeping track, but displays the current and previous point totals to the viewers. There are many times when I, as a viewer, wanted to know what happened in the last turn or turns because perhaps, I didn't start watching the stream until turn 3, or I had to go to the bathroom, or someone was talking to me. Whatever the reason is, this lets you, at a glance, see what happened. And in any case, the overlay can handle it very well. Let's say at the end of turn 1, I scored 2 primary points. And for secondaries, I got 1 Reaper and 1 Old School. Done and done. And I also spent, let's say, 3 command points. Okay. For Jeff's first turn, he scored 1 more point than me for a total of 4, it looks like. I probably entered the first one wrong. It's okay. He also grabbed a Recon and a Big Game Hunter from his SAG mechs. However, he spent 6 command points, putting him down to 10. There we go. At the end of turn 1, I have 5 and Jeff has 6 total points. As you see, that's all been reflected in real time, with the total victory points being automatically calculated from the numbers you put in the primary and the secondary. We're finishing up turn 2 now, and I came back with a big turn of 4 primary points. I also grabbed a Headhunter and 2 Reaper points. But I also spent 2 command points in the process. Jeff, on the other hand, only managed to snag 2 primary points, another Recon, and an Engineers, with 4 command points spent, putting him down to 6. The rest of the scoring goes exactly the same as the previous turns, which I'll just fill out here for everyone to see all 6 turns filled in with arbitrary numbers. Boom, we got 3, 4, and for Jeff. All right, and there we have it. Based on the totally random scoring for the final turns, it looks like the Blood Angels pulled out a victory. I'm not sure how that happened, as it's unlikely there was any bias in my random data entry. Perhaps the universe just smiles on the Emperor's finest. The last part of this is just showing you what the scoreboard looks like on top of a full screen window, as many enjoy live streaming the largest possible camera angle for the viewers. As you can see, the entire background of the scoreboard is transparent with only the borders and text visible. This allows it to be fairly unintrusive while still maintaining its visibility. All right, I hope you all enjoyed this little demo of what I created on my own, and remember to tune into both Twitch and YouTube for the latest live streams on the weekend and edited battle reports every 2 to 3 weeks depending on my schedule. Remember, we also have a grand tournament 72-person event, $500 cash prize in addition to store credit on May 2nd and May 3rd of 2020.